Kijivu welcomes you to What Next? Together Against Femicide Edition, an evening of screening, raising awareness, networking, performances by Arsenal, Jeff, Winnie Elsa, Aline, Gabi, moderated by Moody's and Elsa.
And every woman here from the civil society and the citizens of Kenya who are here, they are all pained by what we've seen. You've got to be totally inhuman not to feel the pain of these girls being killed so brutally.
More than a dozen women have already been killed this year.
So happy that we're having this conversation because I'm seeing how the pieces are all tying, coming together.
What wrong have they done? What sin have they committed? It's an open debate that we all need to talk about it openly.
So I love the conversation, I love the contributions that we had, right?
Guys, I am sorry.
Right, my parents used to fight. Like my mom used to chop on my dad, yeah.
Life and for making, for letting us gather here whole and healthy. We thank you and we honor your name for as long as you're going to stay here for the discussions and together with the families and the audience and the guests. May you be with us, and for that I've not mentioned, may your Holy Spirit intervene for us. For it is in the mighty name of Jesus we pray and believe.
Kolisa mama, Nangi figalami, sawa, sina moyo wa kuvumilia tena, sina moyo wa kuvumilia tena. No, I cannot stand this pain no more. No, I cannot stand this pain no more. I've been high, I've been low. All those moments never lasted that long. Who am I? I've been lost. Need to find a way to call this a home, a home. Hope you understand me and you believe me. You kill me, you're the one on the wrong, and that's what you're trying to say. It doesn't matter what I do. You had the option of breaking up with me, leaving me, whatever. But you chose to kill me. You're saying it's okay to kill a woman?
It's not okay, but come on.
It's not okay.
I feel like women are actively contributing to femicide because, realistically speaking, I love the scene because it brings out the reality in things. Women, we all know that we have male friends that tunaenda nao parties, and when they tell us, call a friend, I'll call a friend of mine, not telling her that this man is this way and this way, but I'll call her and I won't tell her details. I mean the negative side of this man. That is what you meant by women are actively contributing to femicide, right?
Teaching our girls, and I absolutely agree, we need to teach. By all means, do that. But what else are we doing? Are we teaching the boys? I love that T-shirt that was somewhere there. Protect your daughter, and then you say teach your son, right? Educate your son. And it's a lot of times you're told, oh, women do this. And open question: how many of you women do not take care of yourselves? How many of you women sleep without locking your doors, especially if you live alone? How many of you women always ensure any single time you're going on a date, you tell a friend you're going on a date? How many of you women, like me, ever get in a cab and then you send to someone the details of the cab? How many of you women ensure you send at least a picture and the phone number of the person you're going on a date with to your friend, just for the sake of accountability? How many of you women do that? So
Now it's extreme. Now it's extreme. Wow. We do.
So now, when someone wants to say that women need to take extra care, what does extra care mean?
There are quite a number of actors and players in this animal called femicide. It is really worrying the government what has been going on. And some of us are parents because our dear ones are being slaughtered like animals. People are being killed left and right. And when I came in, this young girl was talking about, girls, take care of yourself. How do you take care of yourself? Haven't you been taking care of yourself? You have been doing it, isn't it? But us men have been butchering women left and right. Is it right? No. It is not right. So all of us should stand up to be counted. And it is a debate that should be made open. People should talk freely. Our MPs should talk about it. Senators should talk about it. The president should come in and talk about it. Where is the society? What has gone wrong in the society? What has our women done to men that warrant them to be slaughtered?
And even the idea we had while hosting this, the point was, what next? Yeah? That was the idea.
But the boy child has been left unattended. They're hanging somewhere.
Okay.
They have nobody to turn to.
Yes.
So what happens? They'll handle their issues as they come. For example, something happens in the family between him and the wife or him and the girlfriend, but because it is an accident, but it will be categorized as femicide because maybe because of that anger ali react accidentally akajipata amedunga. I'm not justifying, but ni kwa sababu aliachwa pale hanging. Now let me come to the family part, where now you can find a wife even killing the man. From the point you are married, this man has done so many things to you and you are bottling them up. Why? Again, the African culture. Once you are married, you should never go back to your parents' house.
Ati we, nimekaa 5 years nitoke. 5 years tena nianze kuambia my true colors, food color, panties, no. Wacha tu nikwamilie hu. Like, we've taken some things that we've normalized them, yet they're actually depriving us of some things, major big things in our lives. Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, umeshinda tu motherfucker shit. Leo, yani you're used to, when it doesn't break the glass, you're not healthy in that relationship. Where is that written? At a normal African home or a house or partnership, there has to be some breaking of glasses and slaps. Where was that even written in the Bible? So maybe we need to also relook at our social, can I call it social, and internal kind of relations that we're creating and normalizing. If you see TikTok, there was some trend that was going on about ilikuwa nini hilo? Just about abuse, yeah? If my partner does it, I'll let him. If my partner does it, I'll let her. What are you letting? And what are you accepting? And what are you telling the next generation?
So you find that as a woman, I'll build again these emotions, and you find that one day maybe this man slaps me, and maybe nilikuwa pale kwa jikoni nakata mboga. What will I do? Nitani hivi na nitunge. Have I not killed? But was it intentional? It is because I did not have anywhere before. So both killings are wrong. But what next? We find a place whereby these issues can be addressed. The what next is that the government should come up with policies of having institutions where if I have problems, I can go get someone, talk to me, counsel me, and find a way out to loosen up my emotions, to loosen up my fears, and to get me somewhere that I can go to and relax so that my anger can be taken care of. Thank you.
Abuse comes in so many ways, and emotional abuse is so delicate. It's such a delicate conversation that people don't realize when they're emotionally abusing someone. And one thing about men, you'll say one thing and they'll never forget that. You mentioned that moment when they were low financially and you decided to go with another person. They will never forget that. It is a form of abuse to them because this is something that will always stick to them. It is a form of trauma to them. As much as we are not ready for that conversation, it is a form of trauma to them. I'm not saying that's a justification for gender-based violence coming from the males to the females, but I'd also like us to have moments where we as ladies also over cocktails talk about the fact that it is not okay to be rude to your man. It is not okay to insult your man. It is not okay to take advantage of the fact that he's mentally not okay to say certain things about him. It is not okay.
I feel that it does not just start with killing a person. It starts from somewhere. There's all of this anger pent up somewhere. And at the same time, I would just not wake up and kill a person. It starts from somewhere in that they would know somehow. I think we all see signs before something actually happens. It starts with some sort of violence. It does not have to be, I am beating you up. It could be just in the words. So for both genders, we need to be aware of these things. We do not have to stay with people for like reasons the society would feel, they would see and think. If it is not working, it is not working. You see the signs, walk away.
Next was just to walk away. Or if you are in love with someone and you feel like you are no more in love with him, why can't we go Wazungu way? I wake up and tell you, please, it's over between us, I can't do this anymore, instead of killing you. And also, if you're telling someone that we are breaking up, it should be, you mind how you talk to someone, because your news, your good news can be my bad news. I commit suicide instead. Yeah. So I think also the way we talk to each other should really matter, because right now we are going through a lot of things in one way or another, and we take in stress or whatever news that it is differently. Just talking nice to someone, and mtu akikukosea kumpiga ama kumua is not the only way. You can sit down with someone and talk about it, or you can talk about it with your friend or someone else out there. Ukuje uniambie ABCD ulinifanyia na sijapenda, instead of unakuja na uniambia nilikwambia sijui nini na amekuchapa. Na siku hizi tuko fragile. You can slap me and I collapse and I die right then. So I think we should pay attention to the red signs.
Siku hizi, you joke with me, I fucking murder you. Sindio?
Yeah.
So this is why we're saying, okay, so what happens now?
I'm a called Eunice. I also work with TINADA youth organization and integrated mental health and gender-based violence. I think for us, we had a reason why we have to integrate mental health and gender-based violence. And It has been a good session. I've heard people talking about issues of GBV. And just my humble request, as we want to address issues of GBV, we first have to look at the forms of GBV. Because we have come to realize that most of us people, we only focus on one type of GBV, and that is physical. How many forms do we have? We have emotional, psychological, psychoeconomical, what? All those. We have verbal. So when we want to talk of GBV, we first have to look at the forms of GBV. We will not only dwell on physical, because there are some people only saying a word, like some people, they don't know how to fight physically, but they can fight using a word from their mouth. And that word only can lead you or can make you commit a suicide, because unafika mahali unasema I wish huyu chali angenipiga instead ya kusema Kenya amesema. That is also form of violence, si ndio? So when we talk of this issue of GBV, we have to know more about it.
What next? So we are really finding what are these gaps that can we cover. So what is next? So just for my better understanding, is femicide only physical killing or also emotional killing? That's a question I want to ask. Is femicide only killing physical killing? Huwa mtu mpaka umalize, ama it's also about emotional killing?
Depends on interpretation.
I think if they're looking at the definition, we're looking more at the physical.
Yeah,
the physical.
Dictionary definition is physical.
Yes. Okay. So my point is about now the emotional part. As we know, mental health is more of emotions, feelings, our thoughts, and how all these three things leads on how we behave, and also on how we react on some issues. So the question to ask ourselves first, under this femicide, as ladies, how do we contribute to this killing? As ladies, how do we contribute to these killings? The second question we need to ask ourselves to find what next. As men in the house, what are our contribution towards this killing? Then from there, what brings a man and a woman to be in a relationship? What are the motives that bring you people together, the two of you? What are these motives? At the beginning of something, you must have a motive that drives you to enter into this thing. So what are these motives that drives you to love Joshua? What are these motives that made Joshua to love Gentrix? What is the connection between? So the connection will contribute a lot to what will come after. Whether you will be able to manage everything that you'll be going through, or you'll cut it short. So what are these motives? So to cut it short, as I've mentioned earlier, mental health is all about how we feel, all about our emotions, and even our thoughts. So as everyone has shared about, before something happens, there must be a contributor. So what are these contributing things? And I loved how she said, we only think of the things, the roots that we can see. What are the inside one that is inside someone? We have not lived with this boy. You have not lived with this boy. You have not lived with this girl. You don't know the environment both of them were brought up. Maybe some of us, we are brought up in the family whereby assaulting someone is normal. Beating someone, accusing someone is normal. It's not a big deal. So as a lady, I'll grow up as a bitter person. As a man, I'll grow up as a bitter person. So there are a lot of factors, underlying factors that contribute to these things. So how do we address them? As ladies, it is easier for us to speak out. But what about men? For me, I'll just tackle on mental health of boy child. Girl child will speak out. I'll get Eunice and share whatever is disturbing me. I'll share out my emotions. I'll cry. I will laminate everything. But for men, is it easy to speak out?
Nope.
No.
No. The reason is there's a way the culture has conditioned our minds that this is how you need to behave. If you complain, we'll give you a skirt. If I'm your girlfriend, I see you crying and nashanga. You know, even us ladies, sometimes we contribute to these things. Nashanga, imagine boyfriend niko naye. My boyfriend is weak. Anything small, he will cry. So as ladies, by the way, we know how to identify the weakness of men. It's so easy to identify the weakness. So if you already identify your weakness, I'll use it against you. So that brings us back. What is the motive why I got into a relationship with you? So as men, I don't want to be too long because the time has gone. It's good to speak out. Speak out. And you cannot speak out if you don't know who you are. If I ask someone here to tell me who they are, we'll find difficulty to just present ourselves fully who we are, because we still struggle to know our identity. We still struggle to know our strengths, our weaknesses. Then some of us, when you go to the interview, then they ask you, tell us more about yourself. My friend, hapo unaonanga kizungumkutu. But if they ask your experience, it is easier to share it out. But who are you? Both applies to women. Who are you? So as men, it's good to speak out. Ladies, when you hear a man complaining about whatever they're going through, it's not their weakness. It's a strength to speak out. Let's give them a second ear and able to listen what they're going through. As a man, it's good to cry. If you cannot speak out to someone, go inside the bathroom, cry. Crying helps to relieve some anger and even things that we have held in our hearts. So at NADA, we also offer counseling free. Our doors are open. Come in, inquire anything you want about mental health. Even the counseling services will offer. So my parting shot is, let us be our brother's keeper and also be our sister's keeper. This killing is not only men who are killing ladies. And it's not that ladies are killing men. We are all the contributors. So what do you need to do? Let us identify the gap. The gap, so that we are able to fill this gap. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Na pia sisi kama wanawake tuko hapa.